This healing work that I'm doing is genuinely the hardest shit I've ever done in my life. I have to laugh. Happy fucking Pride Month, y'all. All of these things can be true at the same time. God damn it, I'm gonna live my life. Maybe that's a part of the process. None regret. None whatsoever. About a year ago, I came on here and talked about the despair that I was feeling about my chronic pain, and I'm back here again to do the same thing almost exactly a year later. I feel like I should probably stop counting the years. Like, it's not helping me to think about the fact that this summer is going on 11 years that I've been in pain for every day, every moment of my life. It's like not helping me to think about that, but I also like can't stop hearing in my head like it's going on 11 years. And I think I need to stop that. But aside from that, right now I'm like deep in the trenches of the nothing I do is ever enough feeling in relation to living with chronic pain. If you also live with chronic pain to any degree, you probably understand the feeling of doing everything you possibly can, everything you can think of to either relieve the pain or make your life more manageable living with the pain. And I'm like deep in that pit right now. Because just recently I've been like, yeah, in a lot of pain. I'm always in pain. And I've been putting my body through a lot more than it's used to lately, and I'm happy about it. Like, I'm doing things that I enjoy so thoroughly, and I'm like living my life more fully than I ever have, ever, and I'm so happy about that, and I'm so grateful. And at the same time, my body is not happy. My body is really angry these days. And until like tonight, basically, I was feeling kind of okay about that. Like, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I know it's a result of everything that I'm like putting my body through lately, but I don't regret any of it. I'm really happy I'm having the experiences I've been having. And that's still true even in this moment, but like until tonight, the pain was a reality I was living with, but it wasn't like I was more conscious of the pain than my joy and like gratitude for everything that I have been experiencing recently. But right now, in this particular moment, while yes, I'm aware of all the great experiences I've been having and I want to continue having more of them, I'm more conscious right now of like, Christ, nothing I do is like enough to make my body feel okay amidst all of the really fun things I'm doing lately that also are putting my body through a lot. I'm like adding things into my routines to like manage my pain. I started taking some supplements recently. I bought these compression sleeves for my knees and gloves too, like compression gloves for my hands and wrists. I'm like doing these extra things, and like it doesn't matter. Nothing I do is enough to like make the pain like a little bit better. It's just worse no matter what I do. And it's so fucking frustrating to like be so happy and like living my life so fully and so thoroughly, and my body react so negatively to those experiences. Like, do I have to choose? Do I have to choose between like living my fucking life and taking care of my body. Like, can I not do both? Can I not feel like it's possible for me to live in this body and not be miserable? I'm like angry at my body. Like, why can't it just fucking let me live? Literally, why can't it let me live my life and enjoy it? I'm resentful. It's like I want to say to my body, I do so much for you. I do so much just to make sure that you're okay. And I get nothing back. I get nothing back but pain. And sometimes when I'm in a better place mentally in regards to the pain, I can feel gratitude for my body, for what it allows me to do, despite the fact that I'm in pain all the time. Like, I can walk, I can hike, and it'll hurt after, but I can do it, and I can enjoy the outdoors. I can enjoy a concert. I can have so many experiences, and so sometimes I can like acknowledge that and feel gratitude for what my body is able to do, despite the fact that it often hurts to do those things. But in moments like this, I have such a hard time feeling grateful for my body, because right now I'm a little fucking busy feeling the opposite. I don't want to be so harsh as to say that I hate my body, but I'm angry and I resent my body. And as I get older, and like my birthday is coming up, so I'm aware of the passing of time and like the fact that I'm aging. As I age, I get more and more anxious and scared about always being in pain and never never experiencing life in a youthful body that like doesn't have the limitations that I have. I never got to experience that, and I feel the grief so viscerally. It started with back pain when I was 17, and then over time it just spread all over my body, and I have not been able to experience the same youth that seemingly everybody else gets to experience. Like, I'm turning 28 this year, and the more that number goes up and I'm still in pain, I'm like, damn, am I never gonna get to experience it? Because at some point this pain is gonna be like normal. When I'm like in my 50s, 60s, 70s, it's kind of par for the course to like have pain, and I just want to know what it's like to not be limited by pain. I've been getting into dancing recently, and like it has been making me so happy. And tonight I tried to practice a little, and I couldn't do it because my fucking elbows hurt. It's like I have to laugh. It's almost like I have to laugh so I don't cry, but I'm literally already crying. And like, crying isn't enough, and I have to also laugh. My fucking elbows. And it's like for no reason. It's literally just been from the fact that I've been sitting at my desk a lot at my computer, and like my elbows are not at a 90-degree angle, and it's like, what the fuck? I'm in my 20s. That shit should not hurt. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I wanna live my life, and I wanna enjoy things, and I want to move my body in ways that feel good, and I want to feel good. I want to feel good in my body. I wish that didn't feel like such a like major thing for me to want. I hate the fact that I have to so often put things on the back burner for the sake of taking care of my body. I hate that I will have a to-do list for my day, and I happen to be in a high level of pain that day, and so my to-do list has to take a backseat to all of the care I have to give my body. Literally tomorrow, I'm going to show you my whiteboard where I sometimes put my tasks. And this is for tomorrow morning, That's gonna be my day tomorrow. Top priority, taking care of my body. It's exhausting not to be like, oh, poor me, and like pile on the issues, but like it fucking sucks to have ADHD and chronic pain. I already struggle to manage my time and manage my tasks and like stay on top of things, and then my body decides to freak the fuck out and all of my tasks have to wait. And sometimes when this happens, that in and of itself will like drive me into a spiral of despair, because it's like I feel like I'm never gonna be able to stay on top of all my shit. I have too much working against me. But you know what? Sometimes when I get angry like this, I can shift that anger into spite. And I kind of feel myself doing that right now, because I'm just like hearing in my head, God damn it, I'm gonna live my life. Maybe at some point in my life I'll be able to find a balance where I can sustainably care for my body and still do the things that make me happy without limitation. But right now it feels like I need to choose, and that sucks. And like, damn it, I'm gonna live my fucking life. And I'll be in pain and it'll suck, but it's not gonna stop me. If I can't make the pain go away, I'll do it in pain. Fuck it. I'm feeling a lot better today, actually. I really needed to sleep. I think that helped a lot. Even though I did not get nearly enough sleep, I needed to reset. I needed to like go to sleep and wake up and like be a little bit better. And I also just feel good that like I have a game plan for today. I have like a plan for how I'm gonna take care of my body, and I've resigned myself to the fact that that's what I have to do today and not everything else. And it's not like I'm not gonna get anything done today. I kind of have a plan that like in between all of the things that I'm doing for my body, I will like get those things done and like balance it out with like care. So I feel pretty good about that. And like I just need to get to this point sometimes where like I feel the frustration, I feel like the anger and the grief and resentment and all of those heavy feelings, and like let it pass through me, and then like feel a little bit better the next day. And who knows, maybe I will feel all of that again later on today, but right now I feel okay. And I'm grateful for that. So it helps that I got a free latte this morning. God bless Wawa. And I'm making some ramen right now, so that's gonna give me all the serotonin and the dopamine that I need today. So I just got back from a doctor appointment, and it's unrelated to like my chronic pain. I mean, it is sort of related to chronic pain, not the usual kind that I experience every day though. It was for a surgery consultation for endometriosis, and I feel like that has kind of like helped me feel better today, like about my pain in general, because like while it doesn't do anything to help like the daily pain that I experience, it is like a form of pain that I experience on a regular basis. I mean, if you have ever experienced endometriosis, then you know that like periods can be like absolute hell, and for me they definitely are. And I just kind of like, I feel like good that I'm taking control of some part of my health. And even though it's not going to do anything to like make my back hurt less or like my joints and everything, like it is something that I am like taking action to improve, and that kind of just like overall makes me feel a little bit better about everything. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm really looking forward to having this surgery. Like I have suffered from excruciating periods for way too long, and I'm really like honestly just like over the moon at the thought of like not having to be like bedridden for like a day or two every month.
So I feel good. I feel like I'm taking action, I'm doing things to like take control of my health in like whichever ways I can. And even though I don't have that much control over my fibromyalgia, like at least I have some control over other aspects of my health. And like if I can do anything to make my life like a little bit more manageable and treat some of the pain that I have, even if it's not the pain that I experience every day, like that's still, it's not nothing. Like it's still gonna make such a massive impact on my life to not have to experience the like excruciating pain that I feel for like a couple of days every single month. So I think that that's really helping my mood today. The fact that I had that consultation this morning and I'm like taking action in that area of my health. Just a little side note on that doctor's appointment also is just that both the nurse and the surgeon that I had the consultation with asked me my pronouns, which is like probably the first time that I've ever had like people in a doctor's office ask me my pronouns, which was like really nice. Like I think I chose like choose not to disclose when it like asked me like the gender question, and she asked me about that. She was like, how do you want to be referred to? And I was like, she, her, they, them is fine. But it was just really nice. Like I have been having a lot of like gender thoughts lately, and I feel like so affirmed in my gender in a lot of ways, but I haven't had a lot of like affirmation from strangers or even like question from strangers. I'm so used to everybody just like fully without hesitation like perceiving me as a woman, and like that's fine. I'm kind of like at peace with that. It doesn't really give me like dysphoria or anything, but it's just nice to be asked. Yeah, that has like stuck with me since the appointment. That was just really nice. So I just spent like an hour and a half doing some stretching and like light movement and trigger point release. I'm gonna try one of these like pain relief patches. I've never used one of these before, and I'm truly in my era of trying like literally everything that I haven't tried yet for pain relief. So this is one of those things. I'm gonna try this and see how that goes. Now it says not to use more than one patch at a time, which is really inconvenient for me personally because I have pain literally everywhere. So I need to kind of just like pick a spot. I think I'm gonna put it on my shoulder, like my left shoulder, because it is spasming right now. Come on, lidocaine. So I just woke up and I'm feeling nauseous, partly because I'm in so much pain and the pain makes me nauseous, and partly because I'm anxious about the pain because I'm driving to Philly today and I'm going to a show, and it's going to be a long day where I'm on my feet a lot and will not really be able to relax fully, which is really tough. I know I'll probably be fine as soon as I'm on the road, but I had such a hard time getting out of bed this morning. Why do I feel like crying? I just like wish I didn't have to feel like this, because I am also so excited for today. I am gonna get to see a friend that I don't get to see very often, and I'm so excited to see her, and I'm so excited to go to this show. I'm seeing Microwave again for I think the 4th time. I have been looking forward to this for months, and I want to just be excited about it. I don't want to feel nauseous and anxious because I'm in pain, and that makes it tough for me to just enjoy things. So that's where I'm at this morning. Again, I think I'll be fine as soon as I'm actually like ready to go and get in the car, but it's really hard for me to get moving this morning. I can feel myself doing that thing where I like get anxiety paralyzed. Like it's really hard for me to get up
and do anything, and I procrastinate each and every task because the anxiety wants me to just like sit down and sit still and stay there. So I'm like really trying to push through that because I am on a time crunch this morning. I want to get on the road by 12:30 and it's like 8:45 right now, and I have to pack and all that, so I should probably get moving. House in Philly. It's the next day after the show, and it was quite possibly the best show I've been to ever. Definitely the best show I've been to in a long time. The vibes were absolutely off the charts, immaculate. It was fucking nuts. I had the best fucking time of my life. Every band was amazing. Normally when I go to a microwave show, because they're like they are my favorite band, so normally I'm not all about the openers, but like every opener fucked. They were so good, and I was so fucking pumped to see Heart Attack Man finally. I've been wanting to see them for a long time, and they were insane. The crowd was really rowdy. It was such a fun thing to be a part of. I'm so fucking glad I went. Like, I knew I would be. I've been looking forward to it for months. I am in a lot of pain, but it hasn't really hit me full force yet. I think it probably will when I get home, but since I'm away from home, I feel like I'm still running on a little bit of adrenaline. When I get home, it'll probably hit me a little bit more. Hopefully going back to work tomorrow won't suck too hard, but yeah, that's a little update. I'm helping my friend shave her head today and bleaching and dyeing it, so that's gonna be really fun. I've never buzzed somebody's head before besides my own, so I'm like living for it. It is my personal mission to convince everybody I know to get a buzz cut. I would like to induct everybody into the cult of buzz cut, and it would be even better if I could also give everybody their first buzz cut. That would be a dream come true for me, truly. Happy fucking Pride Month, y'all. I have fully crashed. I'm feeling the full weight of the exhaustion, and my body has like completely shut down, and I have to go to work in the morning. So hopefully a good night's sleep will fix me, at least to the extent that I can function tomorrow. I'm feeling in like the muscles in the front and back of my neck, like the soreness from headbanging so much, but it was worth it. I had such a fucking good time. We had the best weekend, and I'm so happy that I went. And like, yeah, as expected, I'm in a shit ton of pain, but I don't regret any of it. So I did what I said I was gonna do, which is live my fucking life. If it hurts, it hurts, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I really did that this weekend. Despite the fact that I'm in a lot of pain right now, I'm so happy. And who knows how I'm gonna feel tomorrow, but at the moment I am feeling none regret, none whatsoever. I made it through work today. I woke up so exhausted and so stiff and so sore. I was not sure I'd be able to get through my shift today, but I did. I made it. I just love the way the universe works sometimes, because I went into work feeling so tired today, and like the second or third customer I had was so nice to me that she literally made me cry. But it was nice, and it gave me such a boost for the rest of my day, and like the vibes were good all day. When you work as a cashier, you never really know what kind of people you're gonna encounter that day, but like people were really good today, and it just worked out exactly how I needed it to today. So now I have some catching up to do on all the tasks that I didn't get to this weekend while I was away. So I'm gonna get to that now. Sobbing on the turnpike. Hear me out, okay? I just left a party and I'm on my way back home, and it's a long drive. I am deeply PMSing, and tonight I felt like I was regressing to a former version of myself that I don't like, a version of myself that I hate. I mean, let me not say hate, that's not fair. Let me be kind to myself, all versions of myself. I don't consider myself to be somebody who is awkward in social situations anymore. That was something I identified with for like a lot of my life. But I don't identify with that anymore. And so like, when I find myself reverting back to that version of myself, I feel so like icky and defeated, like I've made no progress at all. And I know that's not true, and I know that like it's an ongoing process becoming the person I want to be, and I am that person most of the time. But throughout that process, it's like almost inevitable that sometimes I'm gonna find myself reverting back, and maybe like that's also a part of the process, and it's not just now that I'm saying it out loud, it feels so obvious. Like this is something I would say to somebody else. Progress is not linear. It's not just a constant up and up. You're gonna backslide sometimes, and that's part of the process, and it doesn't mean that you're regressing, but it just sucks. It sucks to backslide. I was so excited for this party. It was one of my best friend's birthday parties, and I've been looking forward to it, and I knew there would be tons of people there that I don't know, and like I wasn't all that worried about it. Yeah, it makes me nervous. That's something that like is going to make me nervous, probably always. But I'm not like at my best right now, and I hate that I like beat myself up so bad every single time I have a social interaction that goes less than stellar. Like every time that happens, I feel such overwhelming shame and embarrassment. I don't know, just want to like temporarily delete myself from existence and like the memories of everyone. And I know that like nobody who matters to me gives a fuck how I was presenting myself at that party. Like my friend who was hosting the party, like she was just happy I was there. She doesn't
doesn't care that I was awkward with her other friends. And like the other people there that I met once and I'm likely never gonna meet again, they're not gonna remember the like quiet, awkward person who had a short interaction with them and then it died quickly. They're not gonna remember that person. It's fine. But when I'm not in situations like this and I'm just like being my normal self in my everyday life, I think of myself as somebody else. Like, I don't think of myself as somebody who's awkward at parties. I don't think of myself as somebody who can't hold a conversation with a stranger. Like, I have conversations with strangers all the time, but they're like one-on-one interactions and they're limited, they're brief. Most of the time they're at work. But that's the version of myself that I know, because that's the version of myself I am most of the time. And so I go into situations like this not expecting that this is who I'm gonna be. Then I get there and I can feel myself sinking into my shell. And like, maybe I'm not somebody who's ever gonna like be good at parties. I don't know. Put me in a small group hang and I'm on fire, bro. But put me in like a party where there are like dozens of people I don't know and I am a clam. At the point when like 4 or 5 people have walked into the party that I don't know, like I can feel it happening. I can feel myself sinking into my shell. I hate being like this. I don't want to be like this anymore. Maybe it's just okay that I'm not somebody who thrives in a party environment. Like, it's not for everybody. And I love being social. I love talking to people and I love meeting new people, but like specifically in a party environment, it gets overwhelming so quickly. And once I could feel it happening, I couldn't stop it. It just happened. I don't know what happened, but I somehow got rerouted. I don't even know where the fuck I went through, but yeah, I've been doing nothing but thinking and ruminating. I'm almost home. I picked up Taco Bell on my way. I hate where my head is at right now. And I know that I just had a very long day. I have been up since 6 a.m. and it is now after midnight. It's like 12:30. I was busy all day basically, and then drove an hour and a half away to this party.
My phone ran out of storage while I was talking, which was incredibly rude, but I'm home now, and if I remember correctly, picking up where I left off, I've had a long day. I've had a really long day, and I know that the weight of everything right now feels impossibly heavy because I've had a long day. And as soon as I get a good night's sleep and get some distance from this moment, it will just be a blip and I'll be fine and I'll be able to be normal again and not be afraid of everything. I think a big part of it is like, I want to prove that I'm good. I want to prove to who? Couldn't tell you. Myself, I guess. And also potentially every person that I meet, that I am good and likable and perfect, which is a big thing that's been coming up for me recently. I want everyone to like me. I want everyone to like me, and I want to have effortless conversation with everyone I meet, and I want them all to be impressed by me. I want them all to walk away from our interaction thinking, wow, that person was so cool. And I want them to like remember me forever. And more importantly than anything, like me, even presumably people I don't like. Like people I meet that I'm never gonna have anything in common with that makes us connect in any meaningful way. I still want them to like me. I still want them to enjoy our interaction. I still want them to remember me in a positive way. And I'm in a period of my life right now where I'm trying really hard not to let that drive me. Basically, I don't want that. I don't want to be liked by everybody. at my core, like on a soul level, I don't want that. I know that that's not possible or attainable. I know that logically and spiritually that that's not possible or attainable, and at my core I don't actually want those things. I don't know where that desire comes from. I mean, I could take a wild guess and say it's trauma, which it probably is, but I feel like despite it driving me for like so much of my life, I didn't become super conscious of it until pretty recently. I feel like I've become so much more aware of it in a way where it's like unbearable. I can tell when I'm doing the thing. I'm like observing myself and my thoughts, and I'm noticing that this shame is rising to the surface whenever I feel like I didn't do good enough in a social situation and didn't make everybody like me, and I did not portray myself perfectly. I feel sick about it. The whole drive home I was feeling sick, and like I look at that, I see it happening, and I'm like, I know what's happening, but I can't make it stop. I know that this is a thing I'm trying to fight and I'm trying to change, but in this moment I see it happening and I can do nothing to make it go away. And it's almost worse than when I'm not aware of it. Like, I'm feeling it all and I can see it so clearly and know that this is not how I want to be feeling. This is not how I want to be thinking, but not be able to do anything about it besides observe it, which, like, maybe that's just how it's gonna be for a while. Maybe that's a part of the process. It's just like, for a while, I am just observing it every time it comes up. I don't know. All I know is I was thinking about that on my drive home, and like, that's the thing. That's what I was feeling. That's why I was feeling so bad, is because I don't feel like I was liked by everybody that I met tonight. I should be okay with that. I want to be okay with that. On a soul level, I am okay with that. I know deep in my core that I am not for everybody and everybody is not for me. If I meet somebody and like we have a brief conversation and then it dies awkwardly, that's okay, because that's not my people. I'm probably not gonna have interactions like that with my people, you know? Anyway, my Taco Bell is getting cold. It's probably already cold, realistically. So I'm gonna eat and go the fuck to sleep. I was just looking back at those clips from the other night, and I was listening to myself talk, and I was noticing some very black and white thinking coming up in the things that I was saying, which is something I've worked very hard over the last few years to overcome. And I think I've done a pretty good job at it, but I do sometimes still notice it coming up now and then. I especially noticed it coming up when I was talking about the kind of person I identify as and the behaviors and traits that I identify with. Like, I don't identify with being awkward in social situations. I identify myself as somebody who can talk to people somewhat easily and connect with strangers and hold a conversation. And that night I was feeling like none of that was actually true, just because I had one experience that seemed to the contrary. And I was talking about it in therapy this morning. We were talking about how it is not an either or situation. And I've been thinking a lot about how I don't want to attach myself to my experiences and identify with them. I am not an awkward person, but I can be awkward, and I'm not antisocial, but I can be quiet and reserved sometimes. And this is something I've definitely talked a lot and thought a lot about before, which is the nuance and messiness and contradiction of being a human in this world. It is one of the things I love the most about being a human. Why do I feel like crying right now? What is going on? You guys, I have been so sensitive lately. I don't know if it's just my cycle or what, but like, I have been so quick to tears. I don't know what is happening to me, but there is so much I love about humanity, and that is one of the things I love the most. The contradiction, the messiness, the fact that no one person is ever just one thing. We are multi-dimensional beings, and that includes me. And sometimes I forget that, I think. I think I expect myself to fit into a box, even though I am so like viscerally opposed to being put in boxes and being assigned labels of any sort. I hate the idea of it, and yet I subconsciously do it to myself all the time. And I've been thinking a lot about that in the last couple of days. And something I am craving in life right now, potentially more than anything else, is space. I want to give myself space to be the entire person that I am. No limitations, no boxes. I don't want to label myself as an awkward person. I don't want to label myself as an anxious person. And on the other hand, I don't want to label myself as a social butterfly, because often that is not true. I do love being social. Like I said the other day, I love meeting new people, but it's not always so easy for me. I just want to get to a place where I can know myself deeply and also give myself room to change, and for the things I know about myself to turn out to not be true 100% of the time or be contradicted sometimes. Like I said, I don't consider myself an awkward person, but I definitely have my moments. I definitely have awkward interactions sometimes, and I think for a long time I was striving to avoid those awkward situations at all costs and become this person who was somehow immune to them, but I don't think that that's possible. I don't think that's possible for anybody, like not just me. I think that even somebody who is like the most outgoing and extroverted and social person can find themselves in awkward situations and interactions sometimes. That's not something that any of us are immune to. But I think I'm so like viscerally averse to them that I had this ambition to avoid them at all costs, and I just want to let that go. I want to let that go and like accept the fact that I am never going to be able to fully avoid them. I'm never going to be able to fully avoid even like being awkward myself sometimes. It's going to happen. I'm going to be uncomfortable sometimes. I'm going to have conversations with people that don't flow easily. I'm going to say things sometimes that I instantly regret and think, why did I say that? That was so weird. And all of those things can be true at the same time as the statement, I am not an awkward person. All of these things can be true at the same time. I feel like this is a lesson I've learned already, but I'm uncovering a new layer of it. And I probably will continue to uncover new layers of it. If you don't know me, it probably seems really unreasonable that I would get so upset about having a bad time at a party and being a bit socially awkward for a night, and also have such a bad reaction to like not feeling like I was liked by everybody. So to give you a brief little bit of context, I was bullied as a kid. And as a result, I developed severe social anxiety. And that was something I identified with for a really long time. I identified with the fact that I had social anxiety. I was socially anxious. I was scared of people. I was afraid to leave my house. I never went to social gatherings because I was so terrified of them. But I haven't identified with that for a really long time. And I think on a not so conscious level, I have been striving to get as far away from that version of myself as possible so as to distance myself from the trauma of being bullied. Because it was genuinely deeply traumatic for me to experience, and it still affects me to this day. I wish it didn't, and I've done so much healing over the years, but there is still healing work to do, and it may never be done. The healing may never be over. And I think rather than distance myself as much as possible from the version of myself that was afraid of people and afraid to leave my house and anxious in social situations, I think I would rather give myself the space to be that person sometimes when that version of me comes back up, because it's not likely that that version of me is ever going to completely disappear. I mean, maybe, and I'll give space for that reality too. And you know, while allowing myself to be a little awkward sometimes, be a little anxious sometimes, give myself grace in those moments and hold myself through that. And I think that's a much better way of taking care of the child version of myself that was so hurt and traumatized as a kid, rather than just putting more and more distance between me and her. I caught myself the other night saying that I hated that version of myself, but I don't. I really don't. I don't want to be that version of myself. I would much rather be somebody who has an easy time socializing all the time, but I don't hate the version of myself that doesn't have an easy time doing that. I don't think it's fair to them to hate them, because if I hate them for that, I'm kind of blaming them for being the way that they are, and that's definitely not fair. I actually think it's really sad that I ever, for a moment, felt like I had regressed or that I had never made any progress at all, because truthfully, like 5, 6, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even gone to the party. First of all, I would not have gotten in my car and driven myself to that party because it was an hour and a half away and I had to drive on the highway to get there. And that was very scary to me for a really long time. Which, side note, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, because earlier in this vlog, I mentioned my vlog from about a year ago where I had talked about like the despair I was feeling related to my chronic pain. But I realized also in that same vlog, I talked about how I am scared of driving on highways and how I never drive myself anywhere that I don't like know the route by heart or like know exactly how to get there. And that's a big thing that has changed in the past year. Like, I drive on highways all the time now. I go places all the time without knowing the route ahead of time. I'll just get in my car and like put the address into maps and be on my way. But yeah, there was definitely a time, not even super long ago, that I simply wouldn't have gone to the party because it was too scary. And not only did I go to the party, but I went there feeling pretty confident in my ability to talk to people and like carry myself in that environment. Though my confidence failed me a little bit that night, the fact that I had it at all is like a huge marker of my progress. I felt a lot of shame and embarrassment a few nights ago, but now I feel proud of myself because I went, and for the person that I've become, the person I am becoming, and for the fact that I didn't stay in that shame and embarrassment and like immerse myself in it. I opened up, I talked about it, I worked through it, and I may still be working through it a little bit, but I am proud of myself for that. And while sometimes it feels like this healing work that I'm doing is genuinely the hardest shit I've ever done in my life, I also think that it is some of the best shit that I can do in this life. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I think I'm gonna wrap up the vlog here. Thank you so much for listening to me and watching me cry and watching all the way through. If you did make it to the end, thank you so much. I'm really happy that you're here, and I hope that you stick around. Take good care of yourself and be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.